There's a specific kind of realization that doesn't feel like growth. It doesn't feel empowering. It doesn't come with clarity, relief, or motivation. It feels humiliating because it arrives quietly, without warning, and it strips something from you that you didn't even know you were protecting. The idea that the problem is out there, that something or someone has been holding you back. And for a long time, that belief holds everything together. It gives shape to your frustration. It gives direction to your anger. It even gives you a strange sense of identity. I could be more if things were different. That sentence becomes your anchor. And you don't realize it, but you start organizing your entire perception of reality around it. I've done this more than once, and every time it felt justified. That's the dangerous part, and it's not delusion in the obvious sense. It's selective honesty. You see real obstacles, real limitations, real unfairness, but you build a narrative where those things become the central explanation for everything. Daniel lived inside that narrative for years. He was a designer, talented enough to know it, inconsistent enough to never fully prove it. He had folders full of unfinished projects, ideas he talked about with precision, almost like they already existed. But they didn't. And if you asked him why, he always had an answer ready. Clients didn't understand his vision. The market was saturated. He needed better equipment, more time, more stability, more recognition. There was always something missing. And if you listened casually, it all made sense. That's how this pattern survives. It sounds reasonable. But there was something else. Something he didn't say. Something I only noticed because I've caught it in myself before. Every time Daniel got close to finishing something, he slowed down. Not dramatically, subtly. He would refine details that didn't matter, restart parts that were already good, question decisions that had already been made. From the outside, it looked like perfectionism. From the inside, it was hesitation. But not the kind that comes from doubt, the kind that comes from exposure. Because finishing something doesn't just mean completing it, it means showing it. And showing it removes all your excuses at once. Before de continuar, tudo que você está aprendendo aqui só funciona se você executar. E executar é exatamente onde a maioria para. Criei um sistema chamado Untamed Mind Protocol. 3 ferramentas que trabalham juntas. Um e-book que explica o porquê, um painel interativo que organiza o seu dia e um áudio de reprogramação que age onde o conhecimento não chega. Link na descrição. Agora, voltando ao conteúdo. As long as the project is unfinished, your potential is intact, untouched, safe. You can still believe it would be great if it were done. But the moment it's finished, reality steps in, and reality doesn't negotiate. This is where most people misunderstand themselves. They think they're afraid of failure. They're not. Failure still allows a story. I tried, it just didn't work. What's more threatening is accuracy. Seeing exactly where you stand. No filters, no interpretation, no narrative protecting you. Just result. Daniel didn't say he was afraid of that. He said he wanted things to be perfect, and I believed that. Until one night. We were in his apartment, surrounded by half-finished work, screens open, tabs everywhere, music playing low in the background. At some point, he stopped talking, just stared at the screen, and then he said something that didn't sound rehearsed. I think if I finish this, I won't be able to pretend anymore. That was it. Not about clients, not about time, not about the market, about him. That's a hard moment to face. Because once you see that pattern, it doesn't stay contained. It spreads. You start noticing it everywhere. In conversations you avoid. In decisions you delay. In opportunities you almost take but don't. And the uncomfortable question starts forming. How much of my life is actually being shaped by what I say is the problem, versus what I refuse to admit is? I've asked myself that more times than I like to admit. And the answer is never clean, because it forces you to separate two things that feel the same. Limitation and avoidance. One is real, The other is strategic. And if you don't look closely, you treat both as the same, which means you never challenge the second one. Daniel didn't change overnight. That's another illusion people like to believe, that awareness creates immediate transformation. It doesn't. Awareness creates tension. Now you see the pattern, but you're still inside it. You catch yourself doing the same thing while doing it. You delay, consciously. You distract yourself, knowing exactly why. And that's frustrating in a different way, because now you can't even pretend it's unconscious. I remember him sending me a message a few days later. Just one sentence. "I'm doing it again." No explanation. He didn't need one. That's when the real work starts. Not when you discover the problem. When you can no longer hide from it. And here's where it gets uncomfortable in a deeper way. Because if you are part of the problem, you are also part of the solution. And that sounds empowering until you realize what it removes. Excuses. If it's you, then waiting won't fix it. Thinking won't fix it. Even understanding it won't fix it. Only interruption will. A deliberate break in the pattern. Something small but real. Something that doesn't negotiate with your usual justifications. Daniel didn't suddenly become consistent. He did something much simpler. He finished one project. Not perfectly, not confidently, but completely. And when he sent it out, he didn't feel proud. He felt exposed, almost uncomfortable, because now there was nothing left to hide behind. And something unexpected happened. The reaction he received wasn't extreme. Some people liked it, some didn't care, some gave feedback. Normal. But for him, it was disruptive. Because the world didn't respond the way his internal narrative predicted. It wasn't brutal. It wasn't validating either. It was neutral. And that neutrality forced something new. He couldn't say, "They don't get it anymore." He had to engage with something more precise. What can I actually improve? That's a different game. Less dramatic, more honest. And honesty in this context feels heavier than motivation ever did. I've had moments like that too, where I realized the barrier wasn't external resistance. It was internal negotiation. Constant, subtle, almost invisible. And breaking that doesn't look impressive. It looks like doing the thing you've been preparing to do without adding another layer of preparation. No announcement, no perfect timing, just execution and accepting what comes after. So here's the part most people avoid hearing. You don't need a new strategy. You don't need more time. You don't even need more confidence. You need to remove the one behavior that keeps everything in place. The delay right before exposure. And if you're paying attention, you already know exactly where that shows up in your life. It's specific. It has a location, a moment, a pattern. Maybe it's a message you don't send, a project you don't finish, a decision you keep reframing. And every time you approach it, you redirect. Not randomly, precisely. That's not weakness. That's design. And once you see the design, you have a choice. Keep maintaining it or interrupt it. Not forever, just once, but fully. Because one clean interruption can show you something you've been avoiding for years. That the thing you thought was protecting you was also the thing keeping you in place. E quando você vê isso de verdade, não como ideia, mas como experiência, fica difícil voltar para o mesmo padrão sem perceber o custo. Você chegou até aqui, isso já diz muita coisa sobre você. A maioria das pessoas abre um vídeo sobre disciplina e fecha na metade. Você ficou, você ouviu, você está procurando algo real. Então, eu quero te mostrar algo que criei especificamente para quem está nesse ponto. Que sabe o que quer, mas ainda sente que o dia termina sem que as coisas mais importantes tenham sido feitas. É o Untamed Mind Protocol. 3 ferramentas em um sistema só. O e-book te explica por que sua mente sabota antes mesmo de você perceber e o que fazer de diferente. O painel de performance abre direto no seu navegador, sem app, sem login. Você define sua intenção, suas 3 prioridades, usa o timer de foco, marca os hábitos, faz a reflexão noturna. Tudo em um lugar, funcionando offline. O áudio de reprogramação tem 20 minutos. Ouça de manhã ou antes de dormir. Age no subconsciente, onde os hábitos reais vivem. Link na descrição. Se você assistiu até aqui, esse protocolo é para você. And if you recognize yourself in this, there's a place where people are starting to confront these patterns without hiding behind explanations. It's not comfortable. It's not motivational. It's precise. Untamed Mind